Welcome back to another season of Peralta Matters. I am your host, Jay Calhoun. Our next two episodes will be dealing with the languages at the Peralta Colleges. So, sit back, relax, and let's get into what matters here at Peralta.
I'm Congresswoman Barbara Lee. Join me in watching Peralta TV.
Welcome back to Peralta Matters. We are now joined by Arturo Davila-Sanchez, Department Chair of Foreign Languages at Laney College. Arturo, welcome to the show, sir.
Welcome. Thank you for inviting me.
It is our pleasure. Let's discuss the job of a Department Chair of Foreign Languages, first of all. What does that look like for a day-to-day basis for you?
Well, it's not such a difficult job when there are no problems.
I heard that.
And I think that the best you do it, the best I know about the teachers or the instructors, the less I know about them, the better it goes.
Okay.
Because every time you know something from them, you get any call or any email from them is because there's a problem. So my ideal way of working is that I don't hear anything from them, so that means everything is rolling, rock and rolling.
Sounds good, right? Rock and rolling. You are a author. You are a professor. You're a poet laureate. Mm-hmm. What do you think those things help you do as your job as a department chair? How does the things you've done in your prior experiences help you in this job at Laney College?
Well, I think being a poet helps you to try to have imagination when you're experimenting with some even schedules. You're trying to advise some of your instructors. Well, we tried this schedule. Well, we tried this movement, all this class in the summer. So that's one thing. And again, the better I do my job, the more time I have to do my research, my poetry, my scholarly work.
Right on.
So it's a give and take. I think it also gives you the chance to transmit that to other people, that we're not only instructors, we're also reading, we're also producing, we're also creating. So try to be creative with your class, with your what we have now, the Moodle, the online distance learning. You have to be creative, even with images and
interactivity,
anything activities. So it's I think our profession allows for a lot of creativity. So that side of my personality helps me in the position.
We discussed a little bit about the changing of the name, no longer foreign language, now modern language. Are there any other changes curriculum-wise? Are they letting you, or are they now allowing for different ways to really reach with this new interactive idea and a model to reach your students, on a more technical basis, as opposed to learn these words, learn this vocabulary, take a test?
Well, I think that this movement to modern languages is because how foreign is Spanish, for example, in California,
not at all,
or Chinese, Mandarin, or Cantonese. We have millions of people who are speaking the language, so it's that was our idea of changing it from foreign to modern. Some other people, well, why modern if we want to teach Latin? That's not modern. So
good point.
So they're even suggesting that we should call it world languages, so as you were saying, Department of Languages.
Right, because that's what it is.
And it also came from the fact that BCC teaches sign languages, so that's not a foreign language. So it's in that direction.
That's a good point.
And I'm also moving a class on an indigenous language.
Right. Okay.
Pre-Hispanic. Well, it's pre-Hispanic. What the Aztecs.
Yes.
The Aztec language, and many people still speak in Mexico and in Central America.
Wow.
It's called Nahuatl, so we're trying to
incorporate that
in the curriculum. So
right on.
So there's many new things.
Are you using, or I'm sure in some ways, and what ways would they be, technology in your curriculum?
I definitely use. All my classes are hybrid.
Right on.
So I use the Moodle platform, which is an open platform, free. I think we have an excellent, really, the Department of Long Distance Technology and Teaching is excellent. We count with more than 250, around 250 classes online. Wow. Some are 100% online, some others are 50% online.
Right.
Like mine are hybrid.
Okay.
As I teach languages, I want to have some interaction with the students, and at least half of the time we meet. But a lot of the exams and the quizzes and links that I send them to are online. So we're using the web, we're using the platform, so it's very interactive. I think and it's very successful because students come to class half of the time, so they like that.
Right.
And they do a lot of the quizzes and exams at their own time, and whatever they choose to, whenever they choose to do it. So that gives a lot of flexibility to the class, and the whatever they have to cover is the same. The material they have to cover is the same, and the exams are very. I think what I like about the technology is that it forces you to be on time. There's no like half points, and there's no data. The exam is Tuesday from 10 to 11:15.
Right.
And at 11:15 it closes.
Yeah,
so there's no I haven't finished. So it's very there's no flexibility, but that also
responsibility makes you
gives the students they know exactly what's expected from them.
Right.
And there's no one thing that is funny is that there's no they get angry at the computer, not at you.
You like that part, don't you? Excellent.
They're competing. I mean, they're competing against themselves in these quizzes, and there's no, as I said, there's no like misinterpretations. So you said that.
No, it's clear.
It's very clear. So
Excellent.
that's a good point.
Excellent. Well, I appreciate your time, Arturo. Thanks for coming on the show, sir.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank
that
you.
was Arturo Davila-Sanchez from Laney College. We'll be back in a few seconds.
No matter what you've done in the past, you can start fresh from this point and successfully advance into the future. The professors and counselors at Laney College help me aim high and stay focused on my goals. I am Jamila Akua Williams, and Laney works for me. Where did that come from?
Welcome back to Peralta Matters. We are now joined by Lily Moran, Peralta College student and Spanish tutor. Lily, welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. Let's talk a little bit about your experience as a student at the Spanish department at Laney College. How was that?
It was very interesting for me because I can improve my Spanish because my language is Spanish, and I can help others to improve the Spanish tutoring. I'm doing Spanish tutoring.
Did you have Arturo's classes?
Yes, I have. I have one class.
One class with
him. Yeah.
What is his teaching style like?
Oh, he's a good teacher. He's very gentle. He's very good teacher.
Good teacher.
Yes.
What do you think that your fellow students get from his teaching? Is he helping their Spanish? Are they actually getting something from it, or are they just coming to take the class?
No, he's helping a lot. He's helping the student to improve and teach Spanish class because he has many levels of Spanish.
Okay.
He teach about 3 levels of Spanish class. Yes.
What level are you at right now?
I'm in the highest one.
In the highest one?
Yeah.
So you also tutor
I'm tutoring
fellow students?
3 days a week.
3 days a week?
2 hours a day. Yeah.
Wow. We did you a check, huh?
Yes. Yeah.
What do you get from the students that you're tutoring?
I learn how to understand and how to paraphrase the English to Spanish and Spanish to English. Is a good experience for me.
Right.
Yeah.
Are most of the students, let's say, younger? Or about the same age?
The same age.
Same age.
Yes.
And are you tutoring based on what you learned in class, or are you doing more tutoring outside of just general understanding of Spanish?
It's a general understanding, yes.
Yeah. Give me an idea of what are the fundamentals of Spanish we should know.
I think the fundamental is how to conjugate the.
I'll put you on the spot. I know it's okay.
Yeah, I think it's I was teaching my student to how to pronounce the alphabet. Because if you know the alphabet, it's easier for a student to understand how to spell and how to write Spanish.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it like English with all the exceptions to the rules?
Yes, a lot. And in Spanish we have more.
Really?
I think we have more because the conjugation for the verb, we have genders.
Gotcha.
That's the
female
hard
and male.
one. Yeah, that's the hard part for students.
Really?
Yes.
Really? Huh. I would think that'd be interesting. So, is it harder for them to understand the la and the lay versus the way they would normally say a question? Is
Yes.
that yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. What do you get out of tutoring?
Say again?
What do you get for tutoring? I mean, what benefit do you think you get helping these students?
Be more outgoing, and I want to be psychology, and I want to understand the point of view of the other people. Yeah.
So you're at Merit also,
Yes.
taking classes in psychology. So that's your ultimate goal is psychology?
Yes, psychology
Right,
class, yes.
right. So you want to have people sit on the couch and talk to you? Or
Yes.
You want to Great, great.
Yes, I like
Tell me a little bit about your experience at Merit.
In Mary, I have just one class, and my teacher is good teacher, and I got one last semester, and I get this next class because I love the teacher is good teacher
Good.
in psychology.
In psychology.
He is playing good, and he is he have very close with he got very close with the students,
Okay.
and he give us extra hours.
Excellent, excellent. You want to be clinical psychologist?
Clinical
or You want to be a
psychologist.
clinical psychologist?
Yes, I like
Excellent,
that.
excellent. Probably need a lot more clinical psychologists that speak Spanish as well.
Yeah, I will do
Yeah,
that.
yeah. What do you say about, or what would you say to students coming into the Spanish department at Laney College? What would you tell them first?
For students,
For any student coming into
Any
the
student?
Yeah.
I talk with people that they need to learn, and if we are bilingual, we have double opportunity. And I say that, and they say, okay, I will go to take Spanish class, and I say, I'm tutoring, I can help you, and they are happy to know that.
Yeah, that'd be a great thing.
Yeah.
I'm glad. You're doing a good job, Lily.
Oh.
Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you.
Excellent. That was Lily Moran. We'll be right back in a few minutes.
I already had a bachelor's degree when I came to Laney. 5 years later, I earned 3 associate degrees, majoring in biology, Spanish, and liberal arts, and was also named valedictorian. Laney College is a wonderful place for professionals seeking new careers or preparing for advanced studies. I have no pulse. We have great teachers who are not only experts in their field, but who genuinely care. I am Sarah Klimek. Laney works for me.
Welcome back to Peralta Matters. We are now joined by Gay Ying, 6-year professor at Laney College. Gay, welcome to the show. Let's talk first about what you teach at Laney College.
I teach Chinese
Chinese language.
and also Chinese character writing, and that means calligraphy.
Right, right. Before we get into the calligraphy, which I think is amazing, you have over 40 years experience in teaching between Hong Kong and the United States. Just about. I've done my research. Oh yes, I'm looking.
4 years?
40.
40.
40.
Sure.
Yes, 40. In your experience, what have you used from that experience in your classrooms?
Teaching is my only desire. And so no matter in Hong Kong, in the States, and I still love teaching. So I moved to Laney after I retired from Berkeley Unified. Before I teach the instruction languages, English and Cantonese. But here at Laney, I use more Mandarin.
Mandarin. We spoke a little bit about you doing a lot of bilingual work within Chinese. Talk a little bit about that.
Bilingual work is training the teachers to teach in a bilingual program. I did that years ago for San Francisco, Oakland, San Mateo.
San Mateo. Does it helps you now with your teaching?
Yes. Yeah, it's another experience.
Excellent, excellent. Talk a little bit about, excuse my pronunciation, pinyin.
Yes, pinyin is pronunciation system introduced by Chinese government in 1958.
Wow.
And this system, we use English alphabet to make vowels and
Excellent.
consonant
Okay.
and to form syllables. So students can just read the syllables out. Then we convert it to character.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Character, in a sense, is like words. You know, and Chinese character is like a simile.
Okay.
You know, it's a pictogram.
Okay.
And so with the pinyin system, it's much easier for students move from pinyin to writing.
Let's talk a little bit about that, the calligraphy work you do.
Oh, it's, yeah, I'm an amateur artist too.
Amateur artist, right?
So I've been doing this, well, 40 years.
40 years?
Yes, yeah.
What do you teach, or how do you teach your students to do the calligraphy?
Chinese calligraphy.
Yes, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
let me be be correct.
Yeah, first they have to know all the strokes,
Gotcha. Okay.
and then the radicals. And then from the strokes, then they also learn the stroke order.
Okay.
And we have so many different forms in the ancient calligraphy. So the one I'm teaching is from the standard one.
Okay.
That means for students, they don't have much experience
Yes.
in character writing.
Right.
Then they have to write the standard type,
Okay.
the standard characters.
Standard characters, gotcha.
And then for those who already have some knowledge, and then I start them with the Li Shu, which is more than 2,000 years old
Wow.
form. Yeah.
Wow.
So I start with draw the line, heng, shu,
Wow.
and each line is formed differently.
Wow.
Yeah,
Each
the
one.
movement
Yeah.
is differently. It's just like Chinese painting.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay. Does, if I have calligraphy experience, is that a help or a hindrance?
A big help.
A big help.
And we consider the origin is the same.
Okay.
The painting
It's
and
the stroking.
calligraphy.
Right, right. Excellent. Give me real quick the beauty of the Laney College modern language system and how you've been teaching
Yeah,
it.
we call it modern language.
language.
It's true, yeah. Well, I enjoy teaching Chinese at Laney, and we offer Chinese 1, 2, 3, 4,
Wow. Okay.
4 levels, and conversation, and character writing.
Character writing.
The students, you know, really like it. Yeah.
Yeah.
They like it for different reasons.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
some for educational reason. They need to transfer to a 4-year college
right.
for Asian study, you know, major, and some for career, for personal interest,
Right, right.
for traveling.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there you go.
it's such a popular, you know, subject now. Yeah.
Well, I think you're doing a wonderful job, Gay. Thank you very much for coming on the show.
Thank you, Happy.
Outstanding.
Thank you.
That was Gay Ying, professor at Laney College. We'll be right back in a few minutes.
When I took my first class at Laney College, I had no idea I was going to be a photojournalist. After 14 years working with the Oakland Tribune, I can say I love my profession. It's about love, it's about passion, because we are the voice for the people who doesn't have one. Laney helped me reach the American dream. I am Ray Chavez. Laney works for me.
Welcome back to Peralta Matters. We are now joined by Laney College student Melisa Spence. Melisa, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Let's talk about, in particular, the class you're taking with Professor Ying.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit, one, about why you're taking it.
Yeah, so I've been studying Mandarin at Laney for 3 semesters, and Ying Laosher was my first professor with Chinese 1, and so since then I've continued to take Chinese 2 with Liu Laosher and Chinese 3 with Ding Laosher. And yeah, Ying Laosher has just been constantly supportive in that process. And yeah, one of the things I've been really amazed by, I'm so happy that I got my start in studying Chinese with Ying Laosher, because she has so much experience as an educator and so much life experience and a lot of different education that she's done. I think, and I think she has advanced degrees in art and history and education.
And it comes down to teaching.
Yeah, and it totally comes down to teaching and the way she can relate to students with so much different experience and educational goals. And
Excellent.
Stuff, so
Let's talk a little bit about how or what your impetus was to take Mandarin.
Sure. So I study and teach Chinese martial arts at Baguazhang and Xingyi Chuan. And my teacher, Maya Soderholm, is local. I study in Oakland with her. And also my grand teacher, her teacher, speaks Mandarin. And he's based in Taipei, but teacher Lo comes out here once a year to teach us.
Right on.
So I also study with him, and it was sort of one of the inspirations was to be able to speak to my grand teacher in one of the languages that was one of his first languages.
Right.
And aside from that, just broadening my understanding of Chinese culture.
Excellent.
And it's really, I think whether or not I have not done a lot of international travel, and whether I do, it doesn't even interest me that much, because learning a new language has done so much for my experience of my home here. So
have you had the conversation with him yet?
Oh, I think last time he was in town, I said one sentence in Mandarin. that was it. Yeah, then I ran away. But maybe next year.
You'll do a couple more sentences.
Yeah, maybe 2 sentences.
Right. We talked a little bit earlier about what Professor Ying also offers with the calligraphy and how you've now taken that on. Discuss that a little bit.
Yes. So when I was taking Chinese 1 with Ying Laosher, I was also taking her Chinese character writing class, which was awesome because I was, in pencil group, in the pencil team, and also a lot of folks were doing this awesome calligraphy in the class, and I wasn't really ready for that. But since then, Ying Laosher introduced me to this other class taught in the community, so I'm taking that class now and having a great time doing it.
She's thwarted you into the calligraphy business now, right?
Yeah, I love it.
What do you think, or what specifically can you say helped you in the classroom, not only with Professor Ying, but just in general, the classroom, the classroom environment at Laney College?
Yeah, that actually is something I wanted to mention. One of my sort of misconceptions or fears in studying a language new to me in a formal setting was that it was like the teacher would be a good speaker, but everyone else, we'd be total beginners, and we would just be learning horrible habits from each other. But actually not the case. With the Chinese department at Laney, there's a lot of heritage speakers, with a lot of folks with some fluency in Mandarin, and and Ying Laosher just creates such a welcoming environment. So in between her and having classmates who are so helpful and patient and humoring.
Yeah, there we go.
I think that I haven't been in a language immersion environment, but that's what it seems like to me.
Excellent.
Which is, and I'm just people travel to do this, but
right here I'm getting it right here in the backyard. Yeah. You said, or you keep saying or referring to her as Ying Laosher.
Laosher. Yeah.
What does that mean?
Teacher.
Excellent. And you learned that? I take it in her
Yep.
class.
Yep.
Look, you're teaching me something. Excellent. What would you say to an incoming student wanting to get more into the Mandarin or anything at Laney as far as foreign language? What would you say to them about what you've experienced?
I don't know, just encouragement, and that it's been a really wonderful, broadening experience to me. I think also, because I'm 31, and I was sort of, you always hear like, kids, before 5, you have to learn the language or you're doomed, know. Right. But for me, like when I was a kid, young adult, I just had so much more anxiety about being in an educational setting, and I was like, and I had no attention span for school because I was trying to figure out, just what it meant to be alive, what's happened next,
Right.
But at this point, I'm a little more calm and settled, and I have the energy and focus at this point to actually enjoy education. So that's something I would want a piece of advice is like take it slow. Don't feel, unnecessary pressure to jump in and figure out what you're gonna do for the rest of your life. When you've been in school your whole life already. But I would encourage older students also
to do it.
To try it, because it's I just find that it's way more enjoyable and less frustrating than I thought it would be.
Excellent. Well, you just heard a wealth of information from Melisa Spence.
Thanks,
Thanks,
you so
Melisa,
much
for coming on.
Happy to be here. Thank you.
We'll be right back in a few minutes.
Peralta TV, programs that matter.
Welcome back to Peralta Matters. I want to thank you for watching, and stay tuned for part 2 of this episode. Until then, do something that matters.
Peralta TV, programs that matter.